so good to be here with you, Simon.
Oh, and you, Kirsten. Thank you, bless you for all that you've done to create this magical experience and bringing Lemuria and Atlantis together and the hearts together and this lovely soul family. It was truly magical, and something has begun.
Yes.
Something has begun, and that island, how you found that island and led to all of us being there, that's pure magic. Yeah, we hold that energy, that we guard that frequency we've created. You know, we keep our alignment, we keep our dignity, keep our integrity of that alignment with Mu, because I think it was also Mu. You know, that was really, Mu was part of that coastline. Lemuria was an island, a continent island. So there's Mu, Lemuria, and Atlantis in connection, in harmony, creating the harmony.
And Atlantis in its good days.
Yes.
A lot of us are very wary of Atlanteans.
I know.
But it was so beautiful with Mello. He just came straight from the heart. Even remembered, not very nice things. So he's bringing the love and light.
True. The first day or two was a difficult adjustment. It was like the energy was, you have to kind of, this is, suddenly it came through that this was a reconciliation of those times. And everything has to be reconciled as we're in this extraordinary momentum at the moment. So much light is coming into the planet, photonic light, solar light, upgrades. It's happening, you know.
Amazing. Yeah, so we have, just finished the retreat. We had a road trip back, so I brought Simon back to Sydney, the beaches.
Got struck by lightning and dancing like lunatics.
Dancing, doing some, was it 5 rhythms dancing in Mullumbimby? Yeah. And people just danced out under the most amazing lightning.
It was.
And then the moon came out. We've had so many amazing experiences. So, but yeah, back to the retreat, like it, you know, if you follow your heart and your intuition, you don't even know what you're building. It's like the higher self or the soul self or the I am presence has got it. It's like totally got it. And then we just got to get out of the way and just trust, okay, well, I'm going to do that next, and then I'm going to do that next. And then to it's like harvesting the beautiful fruits. But my intention just before the retreat was that everybody would be nurtured and loved up for all of that they've done and all of the sort of hardships they've been through, and being prepared to go into their shadow work and work through that and come out, you know, and hopefully be not too scarred from, you know, all the things that happen in life. And that it's like we made it.
Yes.
So many people, good beings who've wanted to come at this time on the planet to help. Some of them haven't made it. They have found it too hard. They've gotten into addictions. They've gotten depressed. They feel like the world is futile. And we made it. We made it with joy and love. And we've got some, thank you, Simon, you've really honed the processes of how to ascend and how to work really through things.
Came through everybody. It came through the circle of everybody. So everybody contributed equally. And there was a lot of subconscious information that came through that for me to actually hone the protocols for Ascension. So that we can help others, you know, and it's when you write it down, it seems like an enormous task, but once you start, it isn't. Not now, not at this stage. Once you start doing the handing over, transmuting, cleansing and purifying all of the, the samskaras as it's called, or the negative energies or your reactiveness. I mean, I had a couple of things that came up during that process, but because I've trained myself to observe them, without getting into a tangle of emotion about it, without getting upset about it or projecting to other people, you can name it, claim it, and release it quietly, you know, without the reactiveness, without the drama, and not being triggered by people. Not that can happen, of course, but, you know, generally when you've got the level of observation and awareness, it's really makes it a lot easier.
and just making the meals together. So
that was major.
Yeah, so people, you know, one person was responsible, they knew what they were making, but then they had their own little spice and touch to it, and then a couple of people would help them, and then they'd get to know and have so much fun together. But, you know, we worked through stuff around that, like, can I get the meal made in time? You know, what am I doing? Will people like it? Sort of letting go of all of these little subtle things going on.
I'd love to return and do a retreat with him at the center of that retreat as well. So we'll manifest it and send it out there as an image and a potential.
And we'll probably have some online type of gatherings for us, because now that we're all gone back to our different places.
Yes.
Had a beautiful woman from Melbourne who came through her husband, surprising her with this, and she was just so like-minded. And
it's lovely, beautiful soul.
A couple of people really, it's like their heart just went in the retreat. So for me, it was about creating a space of love, and then for people themselves to spark, and that could come from just the interactions with beautiful people, could come from the sessions and the practical things that we learn in our sessions, the ocean, the nature, whatever, it just all help people just
the purity of the land there, you know, having not been over agriculturalized or abused, there's a great purity there. There's a feeling of something that we recognize as Mu and Lemuria, that energy of the heart. And yes, it's definitely a place I would love to go back to and spend time.
So what now? Like just right now, and what tomorrow? For me, it's there's so much. Yeah, and there's just so much going on in the world, and if you're open to all of these things, the star seeds, you know, you're seeing that we're in this big time, the solar flares. Something that came through for me this morning was just to remind myself that to be in the higher vibration is to be in love and light and joy. And so I put some really funky music on, wake up, just this morning. And, you know, there's so many little things we can do to remind ourselves not to get too serious about it all, because that will just take us into a heavier energy. We can actually say, right, I make an intention to be love, light, joy today, and to just allow whatever, if something comes up, to allow, work through it, go through the process, and then keep being in that mode, no matter what. Not that we have to, but I feel like that's something for me. Otherwise, just so many messages of all these massive cosmic things going on that I'm like, this is complex. I don't want to sort of get overwhelmed by anything. So love, really, everything is about love. Love is what attracts the elements of the universe. That's why we have all these dimensions from love and from light.
It's the creative force at the heart of the universe.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to hit the road and head back to the island, my new home, North Stradbroke Island. And but in the meantime, it's about what will I do in the next moment and the next moment. And hopefully you'll see with these videos as you go through that, you know, we're changing. Everyone is changing if they're open. And I feel like I'm so much more of my true self. And who knows what I'll be like in 6 months' time from stepping into this. Simon's like, after the retreat, he looked at me and went, who are you? And I'm like, I don't know. I still don't know you fully yet, but it's fun.
Yes, well, it's a great question to ask yourself, but you know, you brought a sense of trust that it was all going to unfold naturally. That's what I saw. You know, it's like you didn't really push it or you do the marketing in a fraught way. It was like we create the space, a beautiful space it was, and you know, people will come, build it and they will come, you know, and you built it with your energy, and it was a much better way of operating than trying to corral people into doing things and spending stuff they don't really, not sure about. It was just natural. So you really created what I think is a new model, in a sense, of you know, surrendered doing, if you like to put it that way.
And then it's beautiful to experience. Otherwise, if you create something with stress and force, then by the time you get to eat, it's just, this is not a very nice meal, you know. So we did it by trusting the right people would come. And
there was a maturity there, you know, which was reflected in the people who came. You know, there was a spiritual maturity, and we want to work with people who are on the path because, you know, we can go higher and higher together. You know, when we're together, we can lift each other up to a higher level, and that's what I'm going to continue to do here. But my sense is I'll be doing a lot of things in other places as well.
Oh, he needs to get a car with a mattress in the back.
Yes,
so
that's the next plan. Yeah, that's a good deal, that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Well,
any other passing thoughts that you want to say before I hit the road?
oh gosh, you know, do the work, wake up with love, love yourself, all of the things that are written, we've talked about and written about, and now seem to me kind of obvious, but perhaps to some people they're not so obvious. The most important thing is to transmute, and everybody who came to the retreat is a teacher, so wherever you live, walk into nature, start taking people into nature, input into the land, into the song lines, into the ley lines, dragon lines, that new template for the fifth dimension. Live the part, embrace the part, embody the part of being, you know, in love with life, in love with everybody and everything. It's wow, you know. But you do get to a point where it changes. That's, you know, and it's not a gentle, you know, it sort of goes like this and this, and then it stabilizes. So I think most of the people who came were in that space, available space, what I call the first overturn of the fifth dimension. We're there, and it's done. We just have to fill in, you know, color in the pictures. That's all we're doing, coloring in the pictures.
And if you feel exhausted, go to bed, go to sleep.
Yes, well, that's what happened the last 3 days. I've slept and slept because there was a lot of things that happened, a lot of integration necessary, and people find that hard to just do nothing, but it's part of it. It's like you have to, and of course, meditation is de rigueur. You know, an hour a day is good if you can manage it. You have to find the slot of the day that works for you and make no judgments about it. In the group, it's easier because you can direct it into the heart, you know, which is what I always teach, to move the locus of consciousness in the heart. But you can actually pull it down for yourself. You can build your own meditation by pulling the energy down into your heart. And yeah, be ready to receive.
Aho.
Aho.
Well, I've just had some cacao that
yes.
Simon has made, and I've been drinking that in as he's been speaking. That's another thing you can do, just honor or do more ceremony and honoring.
Yes, all of the above.
To you as well, whoever you are, wherever you are.
Lots of love. Palladians, Lemurians, Atlanteans, everybody.
Whatever you are, wherever you
angels,
are.
Angel Academies. We're all in the Angel Academy.
I feel you. We are all one. Lots of love.
We are all one. It's a fundamental fact.